So there are a couple of weeks in this course where we have to cover two chapters, and this is one of them. And that's not really why this date range is so large. Um, this falls, spring break falls within this range. So nothing is due till after spring break, but you are going to want to get a head start on this assignment because we are covering two chapters. And nothing is particularly hard in either one. It's just that two chapters is a lot. So we are going to learn more about functions, and you guys have already worked with the aggregate functions. So you're going to read through chapter 9, and then the lecture demo goes through the different types of functions and gives you additional examples and then links to some interactive sites where you can kind of practice using these different functions. Okay, the textbook assignment is going to practice using the functions. There is a little script that you are going to need to run. So you can literally just copy and paste this into a new query window and run it. It's going to create a little table, and you'll notice that there's a lot of nulls. And that is so that you can practice some of the functions that manipulate nulls. Okay, so that is going to be necessary for you to do all of the exercises. And then you'll notice that I've got videos for everything. And then you can kind of work through the textbook assignment. Okay, and again, make sure that you have the wages exercise because you are going to need that as we progress through here. Let me see where we're using it. We are going to use it down here. So if you didn't already install it, you certainly can install it from the textbook assignment because you are going to need to use it. Then once you're done with those exercises, you will put them in the Dropbox. And then for your lab assignment, you are going to be creating your own functions. And what I would tell you, my hint, is to keep it simple. Okay, the assignment is easiest if you keep the functions simple. And if you look at the chapter, none of these is particularly complicated. Okay, so you don't have to do anything complicated for these functions. You can keep them all very simple. Okay, so you're going to have to do two queries that use string functions. For the number functions, I want you to use the rand function, and then one additional query that uses a numeric function. Okay, and so you can kind of read through. You're going to have to do two functions that use date and time functions. Okay, and as you go through here, there are plenty of examples in the book and in the lecture demo, and there's examples in the textbook assignment. Okay, so I don't think you guys are going to have too much trouble coming up with your own. Just keep in mind that try to keep them as simple as possible. And then for chapter 13, we're going to be working with views. And this is a shorter chapter. So you're going to read the book, and then you'll come through and go through the lecture demo here. And creating a view is basically saving a select. That's all you're doing. Okay, so if there's a select that you use over and over again, instead of keying it in every time, you can save it as a view. Okay, and then you can run the view. And you know, there are little options that you can turn on. So read through all of this and become familiar with not just, you know, creating views, but how would you update a view? How would you delete a view? You can actually use a view to change data in the database. So how do you do that? And then once you are done, you're going to do the textbook assignment. Okay, and this is actually a pretty short assignment. There's just 4 tasks. Okay, so you'll go through, and this is again just so that you guys are familiar with views. Okay, and then once you're done with the textbook assignment, this is the lab assignment is working on your term project. So this is milestone 3, and it is the second part of milestone 3. The first part of milestone 3 was using the aggregate functions. This is the second part of milestone 3. And what you need to do is create 4 views for your term project. So you have to use your final project database for this. One of them has to be updatable, which means you can update the data. And then the other 3 can be whatever you want. And then you need to use that updatable view to modify data in at least one column. Okay, and so that is the assignment. Okay, that is part of your final project. And then you'll put the scripts in there, and that is what you are going to be working on. You'll see I have a lot of resources here for you on views and on functions. And as I mentioned at the beginning, do not wait until Monday the 3rd to try to get all of this done. Okay, because it's too much to do in one day. So it's not like it's particularly difficult, but it's just a lot of content to go through in a single day. So make sure that you work on this ahead of time. And this is falling during spring break. I am going to be gone during spring break. Okay, so if you need my help, try to work on it before spring break, or you're not really going to be able to get a hold of me until the 3rd of April. Okay, so work on it before spring break starts and try to get it done. And it is not actually due till after spring break. Okay. So if you have questions or problems, let me know. Keep in mind, I am going to be gone during spring break, but I will get back to you when I get home.